What up, fam? It's your girl Des coming to you again, bringing you Marriage Boot Camp episode 7. I see y'all ready for the fuckery. Want to hear it? Here it go. So the episode starts where we left off last video. Karl is still lying. He's a fuck ass nigga. We all know this. Karl getting mad at Dr. Ish and everybody else but himself for being a fucking idiot and talking to some hoe in the first place. It's 10 days. Put the bitch on pause. So finally, Karl can't take the pressure. He gets up and he walks away. Lil Mo was like, this is why she don't have a baby, because she's Lil Mo. And I was like, bitch, what? If anybody got that, please drop that below in the comments. Cause I was deeply confused. Like, what does you being Lil Mo have to do with fucking anything? And so Dr. V and Dr. Ish are sitting down talking to Lil Mo and like, girl, why is you here? Why are you still with him? They showing her evidence. They showing pictures. Like, she says that she's still with him because she's scared that he's gonna end up in jail or dead because she's his guardian angel. Bitch, you ain't no damn Della Reese, okay? And this ain't goddamn me touched by an angel. Who the fuck you think you are? Girl. She then takes the evidence, goes downstairs, and is talking about it amongst the group and showing everybody how dumb her nigga is. You look stupid, Mo. You look dumb than a bitch. All this yelling and shit, and you just wanted a heads up. Like, wasting all these people production time. But everybody was like, damn, that nigga really cheated. Even Soulja Boy was just looking like, oh, god damn. So everybody goes to bed except for Soulja Boy. Remember, he has to sleep on the couch. But then Karl accidentally falls asleep downstairs. Lil Mo wakes up out of her good sleep, goes downstairs to get that nigga, wakes him up, and then tells him, come on, come back to bed. I wish the fuck I would. They go upstairs. Then they're in bed, and she keeps asking him who was the girl. And he just ignores her, pretends like he's asleep, and he must have done it before because he knows it's gonna fucking work. And then here we are today. 7. So Soulja Boy wakes up and goes up the stairs, starts getting ready, and roll a blunt, and he's talking to Nia. She asked if he would still be her friend if they left marriage boot camp, not together, not as a couple, not talking, not working through things. And basically that nigga was like, hell no. And I was like, damn, you can't be friends with a motherfucker. We jump back to Lil Mo and Karl, and they arguing, and they high-key tussling. They go in and out the room, they arguing. Lil Mo's trying to talk to him about the woman, the situation. Karl doesn't want to talk about it. He's over it. He doesn't want to dig himself even deeper in his fuckery. This nigga tries to slam the door in on Mo. They look like they've gotten physical with each other before. With Karl being a boxer, that shit got me doing a mean side eye. This motherfucker puts a towel over the goddamn camera like that makes it soundproof. And in the confessions talking about his room is all camered up, all mic'd up, he has no privacy. Duh, nigga, you're on fucking reality TV show. Why the fuck would they not have cameras and fucking mics all over the place? Bitch, you living in the house. You hear Lil Mo saying she don't give a fuck about the FaceTime. She just don't want to be blindsided. So once again, why is Lil Mo doing it for the camera? You don't give a fuck. You let your nigga do whatever the fuck. You just want him to let you know. We flash over to her goddamn confessional, and she's talking about how much she loves Karl and how she's hoping that he'll change. Bitch, change? What do you need to change for? You give him permission to do whatever the fuck he pleases. Why would he change? You told him that you won't go looking in his phone because you don't want to look for something and find something, and he took that shit and ran with it. No respect. So the exercise for today, they're going to express their childhood traumas with spray paint. But before they even got started, just mentioning childhood memories, Tiffany broke down. because she doesn't want to revisit her past. It was so traumatic. She doesn't want to talk about it. And Dr. Ish just tells her, push through this day in order to get past it. Because how we heal from our trauma, that's what's important, and that's the key. And the doctors tell them that it's going to be the toughest day at boot camp that they'll experience. And throughout the whole thing, the doctors were trying to relate their past traumas with their current relationship. This is what everybody talks about. Walker was seeing people die in front of him so much that it just became normal to him. Brother was killed and had no justice. Nia was sexually assaulted at a young age and it still hasn't healed by trying not to get attached with people. Soulja Boy didn't see his mom as much. His dad and her had split up and he had decided to go live with his dad. So you can tell he still has some resentment maybe over that, because he did break down while he was talking about it. Tammy lost 3 of her family members to violence within a year span. Sean's whole thing was trying to be successful a different way. Family members being in prison, kind of the same as Walker, getting so used to seeing all the bad shit, it just becomes normal to him. Dom was a daddy's girl. What happened to her? She begged her daddy one day not to leave, and he left, wound up getting arrested. But she was saying how she doesn't want to argue, because then they'll wind up leaving and not coming back. Karl, weird ass, watched his cousin fucking die after being shot in the face. And don't get me wrong, I understand that nigga is just weird, y'all. That nigga is fucking weird. But we'll continue. Lil Mo was scared to tell her dad, which was like her hero, about bullies that she had at her school. And she was scared about telling her dad about the person who was molesting her throughout elementary school, because she was scared that he would go to jail for rightfully murdering that sick fucker. Lil Fizz also had a breakdown moment when he was expressing how he wanted to play basketball when he was younger and he never got to do what he really wanted to do, and the group didn't even last. Tiffany was raised in an abusive household. Her dad used to beat the dog shit out of her and her mom, and it was just really sad to hear. He used to throw him out the car while I was moving. I'm not even going into detail. It was just really sad. But the doctor's takeaways for all of them, they don't have to bury these memories anymore. They're already out there. What they need to do now, they have to reclaim control over them so they don't continue to define who they are, and continue to celebrate the positive memories. Tammy expressed how the drill helped her become closer with the group in general. They was all winding down and discussing who all cried. Lil Mo was asking Karl why he doesn't cry. He was explaining how he became numb. Walker was saying how it's too late for him to cry. In the midst of all that, Doms and Sean stood trying to figure out what the fuck they need to be doing this damn drill for, and how this is supposed to help them with cold feet with going down the damn aisle. Why wouldn't your childhood affect you? So then their next exercise tied into their last exercise, because they go back outside. Now it's like a playground setting with little kids playing and shit. And everybody's like, okay, so are we supposed to babysit these motherfuckers? What are we doing? And it just got weird because there's a lot of sick, twisted shit that they put on boards to represent their childhood traumas. But they sit down and one by one, a kid comes and presents a monologue. The twist is, it's about each and every one of them and the story they told that day. And let me just say this. I'm glad everybody appreciated the drill. I'm glad, they got something out of it. They were able to have an emotional breakthrough. That was amazing. It was. But an unpopular opinion, I thought the way they presented it was foul as fuck. I think the fact that it was a shock, that it just hit some people like Tiffany, who was first. I thought that was so shitty. How was that not foul? Like, that could have triggered somebody really bad. Especially with Nia, I had to watch the episode 3 times. I knew it was supposed to be emotional and everything, but I just thought this shit was just wrong. But I digress. Little girl comes out there. As soon as the little girl starts talking about her bandaged knee, Tiffany immediately notices about her and starts crying. So remember, they are giving their younger selves advice. So Tiffany was saying how even though there was nobody there, she told herself to push through and it'll get better eventually. Then Lil Fizz was saying how he's never seen Tiffany this emotional never even knew Tiffany went through all that shit. And I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, you'll learn a lot from a motherfucker when you're not always trying to put your dick in them. Then a little boy comes and it's Fizz. So how they do it, they have a little girl come, little boy come, and it represents the couples. Fizz's advice to himself was, don't rush to be a grown-up. You don't have to sacrifice early. And Dr. Ish told Drew he needs to find peace within himself. He shouldn't apologize for the things that he wanted to do. Nia was expressing how she would have never talked about the abuse when she was a child, and how she's barely talking about it now and she's almost 30. So the advice that she gave to her younger self was speak up, tell somebody, let somebody know. Soulja Boy's advice was be smart on how you move and watch who you surround yourself with. Dom was expressing how it was emotional for her, but she liked hearing it from a kid's perspective and to realize how vulnerable she was at that age. Both her and Sean are realizing where their scars come from. During the exercise, they both don't necessarily give advice to their younger selves, but they acknowledge their past trauma and hurt. Tammy's advice to herself was how crying doesn't make you weak and how all of her trials and tribulations will make her a better person. And Walker was saying how his childhood moment was taken from him because he always had to take care of somebody and protect and watch over everybody else. And Dr. Ish was telling him it's not fair to your younger self. You still deserve a childhood. Lil Mo's advice to her younger self was it's not her fault. That's where she created and became her alter ego, Lil Mo, after the bullying and after the molestation. Karl's advice to himself was turn all the negative energy into positive motivation. So the doctors, after everything, they basically say, all right, y'all done seen some fucked up ass shit, okay? But if kids don't feel loved, safe, and protected, they'll be emotionally affected for the rest of their lives. You gotta make your own happy ending. Some great advice. Shit happens. What are you gonna do? But luckily, there won't be no Minister Tola there tonight since it's already been an emotional day. Afterwards, Sean and Walker was talking to themselves, but they was saying they were raised on how emotions make you weak. You can't survive crying and shit. You gotta man up, toughen up, and all that shit. And they were just all sitting down talking about their past traumas. And then I like how they briefly show how Nia and Fizz talked to each other for just a second, but just asking how they were doing after that emotional day. Then it shows Nia going up the stairs and asks Soulja Boy if he's alright. He says, nuh-uh. She asks if he wants to talk to her. He says, about what? She says, I don't know. Then the way it's edited for this episode, it just looks like she walks to a little bird cage and then Soulja Boy starts fucking with her. Asking her why she in the other bed and why she brought him on the show to embarrass him. Like, nigga, you embarrassing your goddamn self, okay? Like, nobody has to help you with that shit, Soulja. Nobody. But it looks like Soulja Boy done lost his motherfucking mind. And let me tell you this, if not one nigga in the house goes and whoop his ass, there needs to be at least a minimum of 2 bitches in the house whooping that motherfucking nigga's ass. Somebody needs to jump him. Somebody. Actually, just sick Dom's ass on him. But I digress. That's all I have for episode 7, y'all. But in the meantime, between time, I'll go ahead and have my links for my other videos down below. If you haven't caught up on this show, no worries, I got you. But alright, y'all, I'll fuck with y'all in the next video. Bye.